What if everything you believe to be solid, permanent, and external was actually fluid, vibrational, and shaped from within? This is not just a philosophical idea. It's a revelation from the frontiers of quantum physics. The material world, as we know it, is not made of matter. It is made of energy vibrating at different frequencies. What we call reality is not a static object we observe. It's a dynamic mirror responding to who we are being. The atoms that form your body, your surroundings, your home, and even your memories are not solid structures. They are 99% empty space. And within that space, frequency, wave, vibration, potential. And the moment we observe, believe, and emotionally embody an outcome, that potential collapses into form. But most people have been taught to do the opposite, to wait for reality to change so they can finally feel something different. To wait for the external shift so they can finally feel safe, abundant, or loved. This is the trap of the third dimension. We've been raised to believe that the world out there is separate from us, that things happen to us. But the quantum truth is this: things happen through us. You're not living at a pre-written script. You are the frequency emitter, writing it with every thought, feeling, and expectation you hold. Quantum physicist Max Planck, father of quantum theory, once said, "All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force. We must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind." That mind, that force, is not somewhere far away. It's within you. You are not just an observer of reality. You are a transmitter shaping the field. Every emotion you feel carries a frequency. Every belief you hold sends a signal. And the quantum field, this invisible sea of vibrating intelligence, responds not to what you say you want, but to what you vibrate as truth. If you feel fear while visualizing abundance, the field reflects fear. If you affirm love while vibrating doubt, the mirror returns the doubt. The universe does not judge or analyze, it reflects. Instantly, neutrally, precisely. And this is where the shift begins. We're not here to beg the universe for better outcomes. We're here to remember that we are the frequency that generates those outcomes. You've probably experienced this without even realizing it. Moments where things seemed to align effortlessly, or when nothing seemed to work no matter how hard you tried. The difference wasn't in your effort, it was in your state of being. The truth is unsettling and liberating all at once. Your current reality is not an accident. It's a perfect vibrational match to the energy you've been emitting, consciously or unconsciously. And the most revolutionary part? You can change it, not by fighting what is, but by changing what you're broadcasting. So let's pause here and ask the deeper question. What are you really transmitting? Not what are you saying, not what are you hoping, but what are you feeling as true? Because it's that frequency that writes your reality. When you shift the internal state, the external must follow. Quantum manifestation isn't magic. It's alignment. It's coherence. It's becoming the signal of what you seek before it arrives. And here's the paradox. When you truly become that signal, you no longer need the thing. You are already vibrating in the experience of having it. And then, life mirrors it back, almost effortlessly. This is the foundation of all creation. Not force, but frequency. Not desire, but embodiment. Not waiting, but being. The quantum field is not responding to your potential. It's responding to your presence. In the next block, we'll explore the mirror more deeply. Because the field, this infinite, intelligent space, is not sending you tests or punishments. It's sending you reflections. Every time, let's decode that reflection and learn to shift the signal. Because once you understand what you're emitting, you can finally shape what you're receiving. Reality is not listening to your words. It's not moved by your affirmations alone. It doesn't shift because you want it to. It responds to who you are being. Now, this is the great mirror of the quantum field, and most people are caught in an exhausting loop, asking for something with their mind while vibrating something entirely different in their body. Imagine standing in front of a perfect mirror. You smile, the reflection smiles. You frown, the reflection frowns. The mirror never lies. It never filters. It doesn't care what you meant to do. It just reflects what is. This is exactly how the quantum field operates. The universe is not personal. It's precise. It doesn't reward the worthy or punish the unworthy. It simply reflects coherence, or lack of it. If your inner world is saturated with doubt, guilt, fear, or scarcity, the outer world must mirror that vibration. Not to hurt you, but to show you, to awaken you, to give you the feedback loop you need to become conscious of the frequency you've been unconsciously transmitting. This is the real reason manifestations seem blocked. The block is not external. It's energetic misalignment. It's asking for love while vibrating fear of abandonment. It's visualizing wealth while resonating with unworthiness. The mismatch is the gap between the image you hold in your mind and the signal your nervous system is actually emitting. Modern science is now catching up with ancient wisdom. The HeartMath Institute has shown that the heart emits the most powerful electromagnetic field of the body, and this field can extend up to 3 meters around you. This heart field communicates with your brain, your body, and most importantly, the quantum field. Dr. Joe Dispenza's research confirms it. When your thoughts and feelings are in coherence, when you think and feel the same elevated emotion, the field responds. Not maybe, not sometimes, always. But the catch is this: coherence can't be faked. You can't say you're abundant while feeling anxious about money. The field picks up your true signal, not your mask. And this is why emotional healing is vibrational work. When you hold on to pain, resentment, self-doubt, or trauma, your frequency gets fragmented. And a fragmented signal collapses fragmented results. But when you begin to clear the static through presence, awareness, and conscious realignment, the signal sharpens, the reflection changes. Life begins to flow differently. Let's make this personal. What have you been seeing in your life lately? What patterns keep repeating? What situations seem stuck? These are not random. They are mirrors. And until you shift the frequency behind them, they will persist, not as punishment, but as curriculum. The universe is not ignoring you, it's responding to you. The ancient mystics said, "As within, so without." Quantum physics calls it entanglement, coherence, and wave collapse. But they're all pointing to the same truth. Your inner state creates the outer world. So, let's ask the real question again. What are you emitting right now? Not what are you trying to feel. Not what are you pretending. But what are you actually vibrating into the field? The emotion you return to most often, that becomes your baseline frequency. And that frequency becomes your magnet. That's the command. And the field listens. It always does. You don't need to fix the mirror. You don't need to fight the reflection. You need to become the one who vibrates a new image. Because the field, this infinite, intelligent, responsive field, will always return what you are, not what you wish to be. Next, we'll uncover how to shift that command. Because once you understand that your vibration is the creative instruction, everything changes. Your reality doesn't shift because you want it to. It shifts because you become the one who already lives it. You don't need to ask the universe to listen. It already is. In fact, it never stopped. Every moment, your energetic frequency is broadcasting a message, a silent, consistent signal that the quantum field translates into form. The field doesn't decode your words. It decodes your state of being. And here's the radical truth. Your vibration is not a side effect of your life. It's the blueprint of it. Bob Proctor said, "You don't get what you want. You get what you are." Let that settle. Because in this moment, you are either commanding your reality through coherence or confusion. We are vibrational beings living in a vibrational universe. This is not poetry, it's physics. Everything in existence has a frequency. Your thoughts, frequencies. Your emotions, frequencies. Your body, a symphony of vibrations. And the dominant frequency you emit becomes the mold through which reality takes shape. Think of the field like a canvas. Your vibration is the brush. But most people try to paint over a picture they haven't changed at the root. They visualize abundance while still vibrating lack. They affirm love while vibrating unworthiness. The result? Mixed signals, muddy manifestations, cycles that seem stuck on repeat. This is where science and spirituality intersect with clarity. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that your thoughts are the electrical charge in the quantum field, and your emotions are the magnetic charge. Together, they form the electromagnetic signature that the field receives as a command. Change the signal, and the field reorganizes. And Abraham Hicks simplifies this beautifully. You are a vibrational transmitter. You cannot not offer a vibration. In other words, even when you're not trying, you're still creating. So how do you shift the command? Not by wishing, not by begging, not even by repeating affirmations endlessly. The shift happens when you embody a new frequency. When you begin to think the thoughts of your future self, feel the emotions of that version of you, and behave in ways that match that vibration, the field has no choice but to respond. This isn't magic, it's resonance. When a tuning fork is struck, another nearby fork tuned to the same frequency begins to vibrate. Not because it was forced, but because it recognized its match. The universe works in the same way. You don't chase your desires, you resonate with them. And once the match is clear, the manifestation is inevitable. Here's the most important part. You are already creating. The question is, are you doing it consciously? Because your vibration is always speaking. It's speaking through your self-talk, through the energy you bring into every room, through the feelings you cultivate or suppress, through the images you rehearse in your mind when no one is watching. Most people wait for circumstances to change so they can feel different. But in the quantum model, it's reversed. You feel different first. You think different first. You behave different first. And then, and only then, reality collapses into a new form to match you. Your vibration is the command. The moment you become conscious of it, you reclaim your creative power. Let's get practical. Start noticing your baseline frequency. Is it stress, rush, doubt? Or is it calm, clarity, and certainty? Because one of them is scripting your next experience. Bob Proctor emphasized the power of emotional repetition. He said, "The law of vibration is the primary law. The law of attraction is the secondary one." Meaning, your thoughts and feelings must align in harmony before anything external will respond. And that's the invitation here, to stop living reactively and start broadcasting intentionally. Take a breath. What are you vibrating right now? That is your command. That is what the field is organizing around. And the beautiful truth is, you can change it. You can choose again. You can rewrite the broadcast with a single moment of presence. The universe isn't waiting for you to be perfect, just coherent. And when your energy becomes clear, your manifestations become real. The quantum field does not respond to who you pretend to be. It doesn't react to your plans, your goals, or even your affirmations, unless they are energetically coherent with your internal state of being. What the field listens to is who you are in every breath, in every thought, in every silent moment when no one is watching. That's the broadcast. That's the command. That's the truth that creates reality. We have been taught to focus on doing. But in the quantum world, being precedes doing and creates having. You don't manifest what you practice in the mirror. You manifest what you rehearse in your vibration. The field is a non-local intelligence. It doesn't require space or time. It doesn't sit in judgment or reward. It reflects. In every moment, it reflects back to you the state of consciousness you are embodying. It is both mirror and canvas, and you, the painter, and the reflection at once. Studies in neuroscience and quantum physics confirm that when you think a thought repeatedly and combine it with an emotional charge, your brain begins to wire that identity into being. Joe Dispenza calls it the rehearsal of the future. When your brain and heart are aligned, in thought, emotion, and presence, the field receives a coherent message. That coherence is what collapses new realities into form. Now, here's the secret most miss. The field doesn't wait for your outer world to align first. It tunes to your current identity. Meaning, the life you're experiencing right now is the direct consequence of the energy you've been being. Not occasionally, but consistently. If there is doubt, the field reflects uncertainty. If there is fear, the field reflects resistance. But if there is coherence, even just a few seconds of it, the field starts to bend. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to become conscious of who you are being in the moments between your actions. Because the field isn't watching what you do. It's listening to your frequency. Bob Proctor once said, "Your results are an expression of your level of awareness." That awareness is not mental. It's vibrational. It's how much of your divine identity you're allowing to move through you without resistance. Now ask yourself, am I being the version of me who already lives the life I want? That question is not rhetorical. It's energetic. When you sit with that, not just think it, but feel into it, you begin to realize where your alignment lives and where it doesn't. Let's talk about self-sabotage. It doesn't usually look like chaos. It often shows up as hesitation, as small internal doubts, as "I'm not ready yet." But the field hears that, not in words, in vibration, and it responds in kind. Greg Braden speaks of a field that is responsive and alive, one that molds itself around the signals of human emotion. Not the surface-level emotion, but the emotion beneath the emotion. The quiet beliefs we carry about ourselves, the inherited programs, the trauma signatures. These too vibrate. These too are heard. But here's the good news. Just as you've created through unconscious frequency, you can recreate through conscious embodiment. This is why we speak so often about presence. Presence is not passivity, it is precision. When you're present, you stop broadcasting the noise of yesterday's fears or tomorrow's worries. You become a clean signal, and the field listens now. And now is all it ever needs. Imagine yourself as a tuning fork. If you're vibrating at the frequency of fear, the field reverberates it back through situations and synchronicities that reinforce it. If you're vibrating at the frequency of love, peace, worthiness, the field begins to echo back that identity through form. Conversations shift, opportunities emerge. People enter your life who mirror your new state. Why? Because the field knows who you're being. You can't fool the field. You can't perform your way into manifestation. You can only embody it. And that's the invitation of this moment, to stop waiting and start being. Not because it's fake, but because it's finally true. So take a breath. Place your hand on your heart and ask, what energy am I rehearsing right now? Because the quantum field is listening, not to your voice, but to your vibration. And in every moment, it reflects that back in the mirror of your life. There comes a moment on the path of manifestation where you realize that visualizing alone is not enough. Affirmations alone are not enough. Wanting something with all your heart is still not enough. Because the quantum field doesn't move in response to longing. It moves in response to embodiment. And that's where the game truly shifts, when you stop waiting and start becoming. This is where quantum manifestation meets spiritual practice. It's not about acting in the theatrical sense. It's about aligning your internal signature to a version of you that already lives the reality you're calling in. Not someday. Now let's break it down. Align. This is the frequency work. It's the decision to shift from being a seeker to becoming a transmitter. When you align, you're not reaching outside yourself for the dream. You're creating space inside yourself for that dream to find you. It begins with stillness, with self-awareness, with tuning your inner dialogue to match your highest potential. As Bob Proctor taught, you must see yourself with the good you desire. If you can hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Alignment is when your thoughts stop contradicting your feelings, when your desires no longer clash with your identity, when you stop imagining the dream and begin living it vibrationally. Rehearse. Just like an athlete doesn't wait for the championship to train, the soul doesn't wait for the breakthrough to prepare. Rehearsing the future, as Joe Dispenza teaches, is a practice of emotional familiarization. It's the choice to flood your system with the feelings of the wish fulfilled, not because it has happened, but because energetically it already exists. Neuroscience shows that the brain cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined event and a real one. So when you rehearse your future, when you wake up already feeling abundance, confidence, clarity, your body begins to rewire. Your chemistry changes, your heart rhythms shift. Your electromagnetic field becomes a broadcast of your future self. This rehearsal isn't passive. It's active, embodied, and precise. You walk through your day as if, not from delusion, but from declaration. You're no longer asking, when will it come? You're saying, of course it's coming. I've already become it. Become. This is the sacred turning point. Becoming means shedding the outdated identity that no longer fits. It means no longer negotiating with your fears, no longer postponing your joy, no longer seeking permission to rise. When you become, you're not pretending. You're remembering. You're stepping into the blueprint that was always encoded in your field. Before the doubts, before the trauma, before the stories. You become the one who is already aligned, already resourced, already worthy. And that changes everything. The quantum field, remember, reflects who you are being. Not what you hope for, not what you visualize once a week, but who you are in your breath, your choices, your presence. So becoming is not just a mindset shift, it's an energetic command. Neville Goddard said it best. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not because you're trying to trick the universe, but because that is the language of the universe. Feeling is the frequency, and frequency is the field. Now pause. Breathe. Imagine yourself as the version of you who already has what you seek. How do they walk? Speak? Think? What do they say no to, and what do they fully embrace? What boundaries do they hold? What energy do they carry? Now here's the key. Don't wait to become that version. Start now, not by forcing change, but by allowing a deeper truth to emerge. You already are them. You're not waiting for a quantum shift. You are the shift. Let this be your moment of initiation. Let the practice be simple but radical. Align. Rehearse. Become. Drop into your body. Close your eyes. Feel the reality that's already waiting for you. Not out there, but in here. And if this resonated, if something inside you stirred and awakened, comment below. I am the shift. Because the field is always listening. And your next reality is waiting for the vibration of who you choose to be now. There is a frequency within you, silent, timeless, and unwavering, that doesn't need to wish for change. It is the change. A frequency that doesn't operate from hope or desperation, but from remembrance. This is the vibration that creates what others call miracles. Not because the laws of the universe have been broken, but because they've finally been understood. This frequency is not loud, it's not flashy. It doesn't scream through affirmations or try to force results. It whispers in coherence. It breathes in stillness. It moves through surrender. Most people never find it, not because it's hidden, but because they're too busy searching outside for what only exists within. The truth is, manifestation isn't something you make happen. It's something you allow. And this frequency, this inner magnetic resonance, is activated not through striving, but through being. The quantum field doesn't respond to effort. It responds to alignment. When you enter this frequency, your nervous system calms, your breath deepens, your thoughts lose urgency. You're no longer trying to prove anything to the universe, because you've remembered that you are the universe. You're not hoping for the future, you're channeling it into now. This is what spiritual teachers have pointed to for centuries. The field reflects the state of your being. It's not about what you do, it's about who you're doing it from. Let's pause here and reflect. How would your life look if you stopped chasing and started resonating? What would happen if you stopped waiting to feel safe, worthy, or ready, and just chose to be it? This is the shift. This is where miracles live. They don't arrive through hustle. They emerge through harmonic coherence. Studies from institutions like the HeartMath Institute show us that when the heart and brain enter a state of emotional alignment, when gratitude, love, and presence are sustained, the electromagnetic field of the body expands. It becomes coherent. It becomes magnetic. This isn't mysticism. It's measurable. And it confirms what mystics have known all along. Your frequency is your future. When you release resistance, drop into the now, and live from your highest coherence, life doesn't just improve, it transforms. Because now you're no longer living from memory, you're living from vision. Now, you're not asking the field to bring you something. You're becoming the vibration that attracts it without asking. Neville Goddard said, "You are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it." That truth, simple, piercing, humbling, is the key. So what is the frequency that creates miracles? It's you when you stop waiting. It's you when you stop doubting. It's you when you stop negotiating with fear and simply choose to remember who you are. The universe is a mirror, yes, but it is also a witness. It watches not your actions, but your essence. It responds not to what you say, but to what you mean. And in this moment, right now, you can mean something new. You can emit a vibration that says, "I am the one who creates. I am the one who is aligned. I am the one who remembers." No need to force, no need to wait. Just breathe and let the field respond. Because when you enter this frequency, reality has to shift, not out of magic, but out of resonance. So if this message reached something deep inside you, I kindly invite you to subscribe and share this video with someone who needs to feel it too. And in the comments, write, "I am the shift because you are, and the field knows it."